Hi, this is Mike Hendrickson from Velocity, New York. I'm here with Guy Podjarny. Guy, how you doing?
Doing good, thanks. How are you?
Good. So you're a CTO at Akamai.
Yeah, I deal with about half of Akamai. It's the portion that deals with fast browsing, fast mobile, that kind of portion, as opposed to maybe video and large file downloads, which Akamai does as well.
So is mobile growing faster than the web, or can you know that based on requests? Or
So mobile is definitely growing faster than desktop clients. Mobile is not growing faster than the web because mobile is becoming the web.
It's enabled by the web or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. But it's definitely growing faster than desktop, faster than the general adoption of internet. More and more users, activities, interactions are switching to being done on mobile devices. So yeah, that line is definitely shifting. I think from a shipments perspective, we're already over that line. There's more mobile units that is shipped from as compared to desktop. And yeah, that's a growing trend. We see it in stats, we see it in day-to-day life and how you use it.
So is HTML5 kind of making mobile and the web kind of part of the same thing?
To a certain extent. HTML5 is more the technology enabler. I guess the world of mobile is more complicated. There's mobile as the device, and there's within mobile you've got the mobile apps versus web, like the native apps versus web world. And when you talk about the mobile web specifically and like the web components, HTML5 is definitely key to that. Kind of the probably the first step or the key step in that path was when iPhone did not support Flash, and that was probably kind of a very big move from Apple that kind of set us down this path. And then alongside that, the evolution of HTML5 and the rich capabilities it offers. So yeah, today definitely HTML5 is a building stone of many things out there on the web, and specifically on the mobile web.
So you gave a talk earlier today on Appurify, or a lightning talk.
Correct, yeah, I demonstrated. So Appurify is this startup in the Valley, which is pretty cool, that does remote access to mobile devices. We have a challenge today when you have, there's this infinite number, and constantly growing number of devices, different platforms, different sizes, some like their Galaxy S, big screen, some like their small iPhone, the iPad mini, or the regular iPad, or the variety of Androids. And like to make things worse, alongside that variety, or fragmentation is the negative term, differentiation is the positive term. But we have a lot of these devices. We also have a lack of tools around being able to run tests on these things. So you need more devices, and you need you're sort of lacking in tools to allow you to run tests on those devices even when you have purchased them. So Appurify is this company that gives you remote access to a lot of their device repository, which is cool and is a way to rent or lease an hour of compute on a given mobile device. And they do general testing, but what I showed today was an integration that we did between Appurify and WebPageTest, which is a very good web performance tool. And what it allows you to do is just straight up from WebPageTest, which a lot of people know and love and are very used to, run a test on a given mobile device that you don't actually have. You'll go lease some compute time on one of those Appurify devices, run the test, and kind of give you back the result. So I think that's a great path to be able to run, kind of get better insight into mobile performance, and I think it's going to be very, very substantial. It's kind of a path we need to go down.
So a question related to mobile, but it may not be mobile, the Internet of Things. Mm-hmm. Is there going to be testing? Are there going to be bottlenecks with the Internet of Things causing the web to slow down? And will Akamai be in the center of helping that speed up as well?
Yeah, the Internet of Things is definitely an interesting one. The whole wearable space, all of those components, everything is connected, everything is digital. And a lot of the kind of core operational excellence tools that we have today, including Akamai, the ability to sort of scale that and work with things, are definitely going to be kind of at the center of that. A lot of, when you talk about the Internet of Things, a lot of these devices don't actually communicate to the web themselves. They go via a proxy, which is often your phone. So technically your pathway to the web, to the world, is oftentimes through your phone, but the amount of traffic, the variety of traffic, the need for speed, like the need for no latency interactions is necessary. I just had some conversations with various designers last week. When you talk about, you're trying to create this in the whole wearable space, in the whole digital life world, you're trying to create an illusion that something digital is physical. You're trying to to make it seem natural, part of your day-to-day activity. And we don't have, in our natural environments, there's no lag, there's no failures.
Latency.
It just needs to work. If you do something, if you reach out to something and you grab it, you pick it up, it goes up in the air. There's no, there's no detachment. And we've sort of grown used to the notion, or we learned that if it's behind a screen, there's a certain expectation or acceptance of a lag.
We've been conditioned.
But because we're leaving the screen, we're leaving that indication. So I think speed, reliability, smoothness of operation, all of those components are going to become more and more and more critical. And to do that, you need to be able to deliver bits faster. You need to think ahead and push data to the user before they actually need it. You need to cheat. You need to do like perceived performance, where Instagram is famous for that, where when you uploaded an image, they told you you're all good, although in fact they have not yet uploaded the image. They're doing that in the background, and they assume it's going to work. They'll come back to you if it failed. So those types of cheats of like it feels faster than it actually is, those things are probably going to be key in the design and execution on a lot of these things with the world of Internet of Things.
And that's also related to the Internet of Things. So
definitely,
everything
that is all about that world. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see how this evolves, because right now, as you say, we're kind of conditioned behind a desktop to wait. It's okay.
Yep.
We're less conditioned behind a mobile device because we're thinking somehow we're paying for that slow time because of our data plans or whatever you have.
Yeah.
But we're conditioned to be less patient with mobile, and I wonder what the conditioning will be for the Internet of Things. Or, do you want to wait to know that your airline engine is fixed or not, or whatever we're measuring down the road will be very interesting to see.
Yeah, definitely moving to kind of a real-time interaction. And another interesting challenge, which is ongoing, is how do you monitor these things? Because like even on web pages today, we have this whole debate about what is the point in time in which the page is loaded. There's some visible components, there's some interactive components, there's the technical interpretation, but even the logical one of like, what do you consider loaded? And then how do you track that? How do you capture that point in time so that it's all about metrics these days, right? It's all about capturing the data and being able to communicate that out. How do you keep track of that, aggregate, learn from it so you can improve? And when you get into this world of the Internet of Things, what are you measuring? Like, what's the interaction? How quickly did the device react to something? What's perceived performance in that world? It's very custom to different interactions. I think it's a whole challenge itself, not only about how do we ensure that things will be faster, but also how do we track it, how do we monitor, how do we know that in the real world that they're reacting as they should, beyond seeing whether your sales are picking up or plummeting.
Yeah, exactly. Guy Poe,
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks.